On April 22, 1997, Bliss Airways Flight 2558 was an international flight stretching from Tokyo all across the grid and across the sea. On board, we have Captain Jack, who has a ton of flight hours. He's a very experienced pilot and flew the MD-11 many times. On board was also his friend, the First Officer Mick, who has a ton of flight hours on the MD-11, but less experience. He flew on Bliss Airways ever since he started his pilot career. The two friends flown together ever since they met. Later after they took off, Captain Jack noticed something wrong with engine 3, but he didn't seem to mind. He just took off and just enjoyed the sun rising. Not long after 6:30 a.m., Bliss Airways was taking flight, head for Grindavik. As the sun was rising, the passengers were getting ready to have an epic journey across the ocean. Soon the captain set course, headed for Grindavik. Later, Captain Jack felt extremely something wrong with engine 3. It was literally shaking, and there was a master caution warning on. It really felt like something was bad to happen. Later, things got worse after Captain Jack, First Officer Mick heard.
Engine 3, fire.
Later, the plane was literally burning in the middle of the sky. They were near St. Barthélemy. Later, Captain Jack replied and declared,
St. Barthélemy traffic. Am I cleared to land? I'm declaring an emergency land.
Yes, you are cleared to land.
Attention passengers, we are declaring an emergency landing with engine 3 smoking right now.
The plane was literally flying extremely close to the ground. Even the tower right by found camera footage of the plane flying extremely low to the ground. Later, they tried to center line it on the runway.
Mick, we won't be able to center line the airplane on the runway, but I'll try to land for it. Embrace for impact now.
Bliss Airways Flight 2558 successfully made an emergency landing, but overrunning the runway at St. Barthélemy. Later, evacuation trucks came and everyone evacuated safely. Everybody successfully survived, but 63 out of the 174 passengers on board had to seek medical attention because they were severely injured from the impact on the landing. Later, Captain Jack and First Officer Mick were given an award for their brave act on landing safely at St. Barthélemy. Many years later, this same aircraft that landed on St. Barthélemy is now in the St. Barthélemy Aviation Museum. This was a photo taken after the plane successfully landed. But many years later, in 2011, Bliss Airways retired its last MD-11. Now until today, you will never forget the heroic moment of Bliss Airways for 2558.